Okay, I'm ready to do this. At some point, I said I was going to do this, but I am ready to do this. I have finished the show, so now I am ready to do this review. So, hello and welcome to my Wrestle Kingdom 15 Night 1 review. Obviously, Wrestle Kingdom is very, very different this year. My expectations to this show was high, but a little bit low at the same time, too, coming into this. I am up to date of everything that's been going on in New Japan throughout the entire year, even through this whole pandemic. So I wondered how it was going to work this time. Honestly, I didn't know Wrestle Kingdom was even going to happen or not by this time, but it's still going to happen. It's still in the Tokyo Dome. It's just now there's been a lot of restrictions and whatnot, but that's still not going to stop the show from still, having great matches on there and whatnot. So it's a lot of changes in this. I want to call it the pandemic version of Wrestle Kingdom 15. But apparently, to what I have read, is that I've been only let about 20,000 fans inside the Tokyo Dome. Obviously, I'm sure they had to make things look a little bit darker, tarp some things off. Even I kind of looked out in the attendance, it didn't look like it. Well, we all know it wasn't a full Tokyo Dome, so let's kind of get that right off the bat. And everything was going to be different this year, okay? And how different? Very, very different. But I was glad to see a couple things happen. Now, I did not stay up and watch this show because it started like about 1 a.m. over here in America to where I live at. So I'm not going to stay up because I got to get up to go to work in the morning and whatnot. But see, it worked for me last year because Wrestle Kingdom was on a weekend dates. Okay, so it was like over the weekend. Even though I kind of I I woke up that early Saturday morning to watch night one, but I stayed up for night two that Saturday night. This time I'm not gonna stay up all night for these shows. Now I did stay up a little last night, at least through about three or four of the matches before they went to intermission. Then I was like, okay, I'll just check out the rest in the morning and throughout the day. Just stay away from the internet, avoid spoilers, don't look at Twitter, don't look at anything on the internet because I know someone or somebody will try to be a dick or anybody I do know and they would try to spoil it just to fuck with me and whatnot. And they know who they are out there. I'm not gonna name any names, but hey, fuck you anyways. But still, I did my best to avoid everything out of spoilers. Okay, but I did watch this show still. But where do we kick it off, huh? We do kick it off in the Rambo match, the New Japan Rumble or the Rambo Rumble. Kevin Kelly and Chris Charlton. By the way, English commentary is back. English commentary in the Tokyo Dome. So yes, they were able to get the announcers over there this time. Usually throughout these months, it's just mostly been them via satellite, or they've either had to tape the English commentary, or like the bigger shows, they would have the English commentary live, but they would be doing this from their homes. But yes, Kevin Kelly and Chris Charlton were there. Now, the thing with the New Japan, well, not New Japan Rumble, but the Rambo match is this. It's a battle royale, just like the New Japan Rumble. The difference is whoever are the final four people in this match, they're still doing that KOPW thing, which Yano holds, Toru Yano, and whoever is in this final four will move on to tomorrow night, or technically tonight's show, whenever time it starts tonight. There will be a fatal four-way for this, you know, KOPW thing, okay? But we do have number one, which was Chase Owens, as number two was Tomohiro Ishii out there, being the first entrance in. Next, Minoru Suzuki. I almost didn't think he was even going to be on this card. I will say it does kind of suck not hearing everybody shout along with his theme song, that Katse Ninare thing, when he comes out, because, with the pandemic, everybody has masks on and whatnot, so the only noise they can really make is, stomping their feet, clapping their hands, or having noisemakers they can't just, shout and everything this year. I wonder how many people even tried to travel. I don't know about travel restrictions, but I wonder if people even tried to travel to get the Wrestle Kingdom right now. I kind of wonder that. But with Minoru Suzuki being the third entrant, of course, him and Ishii have a slugfest as usual. Nagata comes in as number four. Yuji Nagata, him and Suzuki are going at it then. Number five, Toa Hanare in. After that, six, Hiroki Goto. I think Suzuki and Nagata were eliminated, but continued to brawl with each other as Toa Hanari eliminated both of them at the same time, knocking them off the apron. And Suzuki and Nagata continued to fight to the back. Number 7, Tokyo Pimp, Yujiro Takahashi then. Basically kind of got Bullet Club in there as a team. Right after that, Toa Hanari was eliminated by Tomohiro Ishii, clotheslined him over the top rope. Number 8 was Yoshihashi. 9, Unchained Gorilla, Togi Makabe, who was basically kind of gone right after that. Who's gone after that? I think Makabe took out both Yoshihashi and Goto, clotheslining both of them out of the ring. 10 was Tamaki Hamna, GBH, but he ended up turning on his own partner and whatnot, basically getting rid of him as Tenzan came out and helped eliminate Makabe. Next thing you know, 12 was Rocky Romero, who was also on commentary throughout the night also, was in this whole Battle Royale thing. As you know, they talk about the whole New Japan Strong show. 13 was Doki with his giant, whatever, stick pipe thing he comes out with. His, like, pipe, I don't know, pipe or whatever it was, but it ended up being DQ because I think he hit Romero. So disqualifications are in a Battle Royale, apparently. 14 was Sho, who helped Romero because, you know, Roppongi 3K. 15 was Bushi, which he took his time getting there. And, you know, what was it? I think he ended up taking out Yujiro, or Yujiro eliminated himself because 16 was Tiger Mask in. Right after, 17 was Bad Luck Fale, which Fale just starts throwing everybody over, you know, the top rope there. He's just throwing several guys. He threw out Ishii then, Tenzan, Hamna. Everybody tried to gain up on Fale, tried to take him out. 18 was Gabriel Kidd, who couldn't even get in the ring because Bushi was beating up the young boy for some reason. Basically, the last few people were young boys because 19 was Uramura. Bad Luck Fale just threw more people out then. He threw out Sho, Romero, Tiger Mask. So, yeah, Bad Luck Fale was just killing everybody at this point in time. 20 was Yota Tsuji, which I think he was gone then right after. Basically, all the young boys were gone. And by the time Toru Yano came out, he never even hit the ring. Because Chase Owens threw out the Gabriel Kidd. And after the young boys were all gone, basically before Toru Yano even hit the ring, the final 4 people would be Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens, Bushi, and Toru Yano. So, yeah. Yano, he didn't even have to get in the ring to wrestle this match. So his whole KOPW thing will be on the line. I am still trying to understand this whole KOPW thing, to be honest with you. It doesn't even make sense to me. The Battle Royale was okay. I'll give it that. Usually in these little New Japan Rumbles, you kind of get a surprise here or there. But like I said, given travel restrictions in this pandemic, you're not going to get a lot of those this time, okay? So, yeah, all 4 of these guys move on tomorrow night. So yeah, this KOPW trophy thing, yeah, it's a fatal 4-way, folks. It's a definite fatal 4-way. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen. That's what we're going with. Oh wait. So I had to check a message real quick. All right, but moving on. I had to take this message here, kind of important. Yes, we do get to the official show of Wrestle Kingdom. No, I don't know who this Don King guy is they have out there, even though I've seen him in the promo commercial packages and music video for it. But yeah, they had the Don King guy come out, which he introduced Ricky Choshu, which I'm assuming that was his grandson with him, as he spoke, talk about a Happy New Year to everybody, and welcome to Wrestle Kingdom then. So, yes, on commentary tonight, though, like I said before, we had Kevin Kelly, Rocky Romero, and Chris Charlton. Gambino could not make it, so this is what we have on commentary. And as Kevin Kelly says, January 4th. You know what that means. As or I think Romero said it. Basically, they did dedicate this show to the memory of John Huber, Brody Lee, Luke Harper, whatnot. So it was, nice that New Japan, they did mention Brody Lee before beginning the show. I said this before my end of the year review. Brody Lee was going to be wrestling for New Japan. He did have a clause with them. I remember this many, many months ago. He was signed on to do something, and I was actually looking forward to it. I know some people say he could have pulled off the whole Bruiser Brody thing and whatnot because, Japan, he looks like him. And he could have worked and whatnot. I don't know what would have happened if they had got Brody Lee over there because he would have put on some great matches. I will say that if he was going to be wrestling and if he would have, got to wrestle in New Japan because I was looking forward to the guy coming to New Japan when I read about it months ago. And like I said, this guy could be in the G1 or New Japan Cup or many tournaments or anything they could have brought him in for. I think it would have been real good. I will say that. So it was good that at least they paid tribute to him before beginning this show tonight because, yeah, he was going to be wrestling for New Japan. I think when the pandemic probably would have been over, that's probably when we would have seen him over here in New Japan. He would have done something. So it does suck that that didn't happen. But we do kick off the show with the opening match. Hiromu Takahashi versus El Phantasmo. Whoever wins this match will get a shot at the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title for tomorrow night or, night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom. Basically, it's the Best of Super Junior winner versus the Super J Cup winner. I kind of found it funny, El Phantasmo. He didn't even wear the Super J Cup thing. He said, I'm not going to wear that. And I remember he kept trying to call out Liger then. Where is he? Until, you know, um, Hiromu ended up kicking him from behind and doing like his big dive from the top rope. Basically, then right after, I thought this was probably one of the coolest spots that happened throughout this night was when Phantasmo tried to go for a sunset bomb, but or was it Hiromu tried to go for it but did not work. Basically, I remember Phantasmo, he did like a sidestep on. Wait, no, he jumped over Hiromu's back into the ring, and hit that freaking sunset bomb again on through the apron to the ground. Then he even tried to imitate Kenny Omega, doing his whole Terminator clap thing, jumping out of the ring, which he started doing other Bullet Club members' moves. Then Hiromu came back in, but Phantasmo ended up stomping on his hand and whatnot, trying to break his hand out there, just stomping on it several times. Phantasmo ended up hitting the referee then, which he ended up hitting a low blow on the Hiromu, and it hit him with a Hurricane Rana. After that, he did a splash on him. Basically, it was a near fall then. Then right after, they kind of had some multiple, roll-ups and everything until El Phantasmo, he did a Styles Clash onto Hiromu, which I actually popped for. It was a pretty good Styles Clash. And once again, for another near fall, he then went for the One-Wing Angel, but Hiromu was able to get out of it. Pretty much even countering into a time bomb then, which Phantasmo kicked out. And he came back trying to go for a CR2 finish, but Hiromu ended up countering the CR2 into a pin for the 3 count. So he ended up rolling him up for the win. I figured Hiromu Takahashi was going to win because, A, they're not going to do a heel versus heel match with 2 Bullet Club members, for the IWGP Junior title. And the way they've been kind of positioning Hiromu lately, winning the Best of Super Juniors, I figured he was going to win this match against Phantasmo. But still, a very good match and a very good opening between both of these guys, because it's been a while since we've seen El Phantasmo back in New Japan in general, and especially Wrestle Kingdom. I didn't think he would have been on this card either, but I think him and Hiromu had a very very good match. But I think we all knew who was going to win. Now, next we do kind of have a heel versus heel match. Was for the tag team titles. Zack Sabre Jr. and Tai Chi Dangerous Tekkers versus God. Tamatanga, Tangaloa. Obviously, both of these guys brought backup with them between Doki and Jado. Now, the thing with God is that every time they go into Wrestle Kingdom, they can never seem to win Wrestle Kingdom. Why do I get a phone call every time I do a review? Okay, other than that phone call I had to take care of, as I was saying about this show, yeah, as I said, God trying to break their curse. It's like the last what two Wrestle Kingdoms or whatnot that they have. I don't know. They've what can I say? They've defended the well. They've been to the Tokyo Dome, but they can never win in the Tokyo Dome. Okay, basically, how can I say this? If I remember last year, they were the champions and they lost to Finjuice, and then the year before they were the champions, but it was like that triple threat thing. I think it was the one of the Young Bucks that took the fall. So they won the whole World Tag League, and now they were gonna break that curse. This was a heel versus heel, like I said, tag match. It was actually a really good tag match too. I know some probably may not have liked the finish to this whole thing, given that both these teams are like heels and whatnot. But God, they end up using hitting Tai Chi with that Iron Claw thing that he comes with, since Jado had gotten in the ring but was taken out, and referee got distracted, and once they used that Iron Claw thing, I think Tama got the pinfall and won the match, and now we got new IWGP tag team champions. So I believe they are 7 times the tag team champions at this point. A lot of tag title changes that has really happened lately when it comes to the tag belts and whatnot. But they say 8 years in a row the tag belts have changed at the Tokyo Dome. Okay, so God finally break their curse and they finally won a match inside the freaking Tokyo Dome and beat Zack Sabre Jr. and Tai Chi. So yeah, Suzuki-gun, they lost some belts right here. Next, we actually get a video package here before the U.S. title, well, not U.S. title, or the contract match. There was a video from Jon Moxley basically saying, I think it was like calling himself the Pale Rider, someone with some horses, I know that. And he said that he will be coming for the person that whoever ends up leaving the Tokyo Dome with that contract to face for the U.S. title. And at some point in time, he will face, I guess, Kenta basically for that U.S. title. So I guess Jon Moxley does still exist, folks. He still has that U.S. title because as many times as they say it on here and Kenta calls him out, I actually thought he was going to show up at Wrestle Kingdom, but apparently not. But at least we have a video messages to say that he will be here at some point. It ended up being Kenta versus Satoshi Kojima for the IWGP US title contract. Now, it was supposed to be Juice Robinson that was supposed to face Kenta, but unfortunately, Juice Robinson got an eye injury, I think, or it was some type of injury that he got, and he would not be able to do that match, so Kojima was in. Listen, Kenta was never going to lose this. It wasn't a bad match or anything. It was good, but Kenta was going to win regardless. I know they had Tenzan out there, but Kenta took both of them out. So, yeah, Kenta hit the GTS, and he beat Kojima, so it's not much to really say from this. Like I said, I'll just say, Kenta, whenever we see between him and um, Moxley, I'm sure it'll be a really great match whenever that happens, but hopefully it'll happen sometime in the near future because I swear Kent has been holding around that briefcase since like over the summer since they've been doing them New Japan Strong shows too. So we will see what happens. I know they also play a commercial for that New Japan Strong Spirits game, which something happened with the commercial had Naito in it, so we'll see what goes on with that. But after they went to commercial or intermission, that's when I kind of was done with the rest of the night. I came back this morning and I saw Hiroshi Tanahashi versus the Great Okarn. Um, Listen, the match was okay. I'm surprised this was even really a match on the card. Listen, to what I've seen out of the Great Okarn, it's okay and whatnot, but I didn't really believe Tanahashi was ever gonna lose here. It was it was an okay match, and your Great Okarn tried to use this whole eliminator thing onto a chair, but Tana got out of it, and he had a neck breaker, and he was gonna use the chair, but he didn't do it. And he hit the twist and shout. He had a dragon suplex in. He had a high fly flow onto the back of the Great Okarn with one to the front, and he won the match. Okay, so Tana, it's not as great as he had last year with Chris Jericho and whatnot. But I felt this was kind of a last minute thing, throwing him out there against the Great Okarn. But yeah, this match, this may have been the worst one on the card when I think about it. Probably was like the least match, maybe probably more least than the damn New Japan Rumble, but that was like on the pre-show and whatnot. This was probably may have been the weakest, one of the weakest matches on the show. It's either that or maybe Kenta and Kojima and whatnot. But like I said, Tana, he got a win right here, so I guess that was just kind of whatever. Honestly, the crowd was just happy to see him. All right. But next, I say this is probably when the show really picked up. This is probably one of the best matches out of the entire night. Okada versus Ospreay, the Commonwealth King. Ospreay is calling himself now. As we all know, Ospreay ended up turning on Okada back at the G1, now forming his own little group, the Empire, which he has Jeff Cobb and the Great O'Karn with him and B. Priestley. And now, he said he wanted to take out Okada at the Tokyo Dome and Wrestle Kingdom. And Okada, you can see he's got his new light up jacket and everything. This match was great, okay? What can I say from this? Just a lot of back and forth between both of these guys. What was that? I remember like Okada he freaking drop kicked Ospreay from like the top rope onto the ground, which looked deadly, and like hit a pretty big kick on him. With like a giant drop kick before he tried to get the 2 count. Ospreay. I know both of these guys dodge a lot because they spin on the outside, pulling up the mat and everything. Pretty much what Okada tried to go for a drop kick and Ospreay ended up power bombing him in midair. I know they were the outside where Okada was trying to do a tombstone on him onto the exposed padding, but Ospreay ended up standing on one of the tables and he ended up pulling up Okada almost like deadlifting him and suplexing him onto the tables right by the announce tables right there by ringside, which the count started to happen. I swear they never count until the person goes through whatever table and whatnot. There's 20 count, and Ospreay ended up taking Okada back into it. He didn't want to win by count out and everything, and he tried to pin him. He tried to go for the Stormbreaker in, but Ospreay tried to get him like an os cutter from the apron. Okada ended up hitting him with a tombstone onto the apron then as both guys went to the floor. Okada was in the ring. Ospreay tried to get in, but Okada pulled him in there, hit him with like a spinning Rainmaker then. He went for the money clip right after. Okada pretty much let him go. He hit a tombstone, tried to put him back into the money clip again. And Brie Priestley tried to get under the apron, but Okada pushed Ospreay into Priestley, knocking her onto the ground. He went back for the money clip. Ospreay ended up getting to the ropes then, breaking the count. Okada just kept hitting him with several elbows then, and both of them went back and forth. And, after they traded back and forth, just punch after punch after punch, Ospreay ended up hitting him with a big Spanish fly from the top rope that looked deadly. He went for another os cutter. Okada got it, blocked it, but Ospreay ended up hitting with a big forearm into the back or the front of his head. Hit him with an os cutter then, and Okada kicked out, and he basically kind of started kicking. He started stomping on Okada's face at this point, which it looked very legit, let me say that, which actually was, because you could see Okada's face at the end of this match, and that was all bruised up and swollen, so he stomped the hell out of his face, okay? And as the referee had stopped him there, Ospreay pushed the referee back. He ended up hitting like another big, forearm to, Okada's head and whatnot, and he went for like, the hidden blade, was going to go for the hidden blade, but to the front of his face, where Okada ended up drop kicking him in. Okada tried to go for the Rainmaker, but Ospreay got out of the way. He tried to go for the Os Cutter, but Okada ended up taking him down, stopping him from doing that. He was trying to go for a tombstone again, but Ospreay got out the way. He ended up hitting his own tombstone, so Ospreay started stealing Okada's moves, trying to, set up with a Rainmaker. He did hit the Rainmaker, but Okada kicked out. Ospreay was going to go for another one, but Okada basically dodged it, hit the tombstone, hit the Rainmaker, and won. This is probably the first time we've seen, I don't want to say the first time, but probably the first time in a very long while that Okada has won with the Rainmaker. Okada has been using that whole money clip submission throughout the entire time. He's rarely used the Rainmaker at all. So, we haven't really seen him do it much until now, but this was a great match. I think both men beat the hell out of each other. Okada's face looked all fucked up from there. from watching that. I actually almost thought Ospreay was gonna win, given that we've seen these guys face each other in the past. Ospreay did win at the G1, but that was just due to a lot of help and everything. And you can go back to like their anniversary match they had a few years ago, or that great match they had in the G1 also last year. Um, this was great also. This is a great match. Like I said, it's probably one of the best matches out of the entire night. I would rank if you ask me. So it was really great. Not a bad match at all. And Okada ended up getting the win. In a way, I don't expect him to win. But even I guess I could go, last year, okay, the guy was the main event of both nights. Now he wasn't. But like I said before, this match between both was great. Ospreay and Okada, just great shit. What can I really say? Ospreay's the guy. But moving on from Ospreay and Okada, we do go into the main event. Both IWGP Intercontinental and Heavyweight title on the line. Kota Ibushi, Tetsuya Naito. Who's going to win? Or I should say Naito versus Ibushi 4. We've seen both of these men beat the living shit out of each other several times, as they called them sociopaths on commentary, because these guys always land on damn near each other's heads all the time, okay? And this was another insane match from both of these guys, from going to the outside, dodging what Ibushi had a big hurricane right on to Naito then, pretty much for trying to get back into the ring there later. Trying to go through as much as I can, but I say a lot. Ibushi pretty much hit him with a full Nelson, but Okada, I'm getting names fucked up. Naito was able to get out of it. Ibushi tried to come back with a power slam then. He was going to go for a moonsault. Naito got out the way. He put him into a submission hold, pretty much going for his leg and Ibushi's face, which Ibushi got to the ropes then. Naito ended up no-selling after Ibushi started punching him several times. Naito ended up hitting Gloria for the 2 count. Ibushi, he ended up getting Naito with a Pele kicked in. And ended up hitting with tried to go for a power driver onto the apron, but Naito got out the way of it. And backdropping Ibushi, which Ibushi came back with a Hurricane Rana to the floor. Naito ended up holding his leg then, as Naito got into the ring before the 20 count. He hit the Poison Rana onto Ibushi, from the ropes and whatnot, pretty much getting him into the ring. Ibushi tried to go for the Kamigoye, but Naito ended up hitting with a Destino for the near fall. Naito tried to go for a second Destino, but Ibushi got him with a power driver then. Ibushi ended up hitting a Kamigoye, but Naito kicked out at 2. Ibushi looked very surprised that he didn't get the win. So he ended up going for the top rope for his Phoenix Splash moonsault, but Naito dodged it. Naito hit another Destino for the near fall, but it did not work. So Naito tried to go for one more Destino, but Ibushi ended up blocking it. Both guys went back and forth with each other then, and Ibushi ended up hitting with a Kamigoye from out of nowhere, and it was for for a near fall, but then he went for it again, lowering his knee pad as Naito had dodged it, and he tried to hit one more Destino, but Ibushi got him, caught him with the Kamigoye, hit him with a second one, and he beat Naito clean. So Kota Ibushi has finally done it. As he said, the only way to become a god, he had to surpass God, and now I guess Kota Ibushi is a god now, and he has beaten Naito, and is now the new double champion, IWGP, heavyweight and intercontinental. Ibushi looked like he was still surprised, and even didn't really believe that he even won at one point. He didn't know if the match was still going after he pinned him. It's almost like he didn't even hear he didn't even realize what happened, if he won or not. So Ibushi got up, and the referee had to tell him you won basically. As both men got up, Naito basically gave his titles to Ibushi and held his arm up in respect before leaving the ring. But as Ibushi celebrated, Jay White and Gedo came out. Jay White telling him, listen, you still have to face me. Congratulations, but you are still my Destino, okay? You are not the real champion, and you are only going to be champion for a day. So enjoy the moment, because it's only going to last one night, all right? And I'm going to take everything and expose you. You are not a god. You will be exposed, okay? So whatever heights you want to reach, I'm going to pull you down. Got it? and you're going to play a vital role when I win both of those belts. As Ibushi basically said, this is not going to go on for one day and everything, and that he still will be champion. As Ibushi celebrated, he basically held up both of his titles before the show went off the air. So, great main event. Fantastic. Like I said, Naito and Ibushi just always put on a lot of great matches. You can never say you're not going to be excited when you see both of these two, because you're going to be on the edge of your seat when you see their matches, okay? So I kind of figured Ibushi was going to win, and I wouldn't be surprised if he beats Jay White tonight. I look at Ibushi of the year he has had, which some say a rough 2020, because yes, he was in that Final Four, that whole Fatal Four double gold, and he lost both nights, but obviously he's being made up for it, because this guy looks like he gets a win, and they had him with the tag titles, and he lost the tag titles, and he won the G1, and he lost the G1, and he wasn't New Japan Cup, and he's not in New Japan Cup, and then he's somehow, some way, still gets in to be in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, and he's now the champion, okay? I look at Naito's title reign. I'll say this. Some people think I will come on to be biased because, hey, I'm wearing a freaking LIJ hat and shirt right now. It's Naito and everything. I can hold this thing up too, I can do that too, little mini brawler. You get what I mean? The little mini brawler here. A lot of LIJ members I got with this too, so I can be holding that up if I want to. But yeah, like I said, his whole reign throughout the entire year, kind of up and down. Like I said, mostly it was because of the pandemic, which I think kind of killed the momentum, and he only really went against Kenta. And then the whole evil thing happened at Dominion, which I think was for shock value. And yes, he did win it back at the Summer Struggle and became a two-time double champion and whatnot. And he was in the G1. He defended against Evil again, which for some reason, I don't know why. And then we got the Wrestle Kingdom. So, Naito's reign as champion was kind of, I don't know, kind of up and down when you think about it. I was happy either way. Like I said, Wrestle Kingdom, hey, I stayed up all night and jumped out of my fucking seat and everything because I was that happy, I guess. And yeah, it was a mark out moment and everything, but hey, I was cool with it. So it's up and down when I look at his title reign. He'll be back for it again one day, but this was Ibushi's time. Looking at the whole Wrestle Kingdom show, like I said, coming into it, it was pretty weird and whatnot. It just felt strange. Like, it was still the Tokyo Dome, it was a cool stage and whatnot, but something about it, I don't know what was missing in a way. I'm not sure if it was the crowd thing, which, the crowd still made noise even though they were limited into doing so, or maybe they had to tarp off a lot of stuff, or I still like we got big matches, but I feel like some matches were kind of thrown together. Like, the top two matches you can talk about tonight was between Ospreay and Okada, and Ibushi and Naito, okay? Everything else I just thought was good or just wasn't really good. Like Tanahashi and a Great O'Khan, that's probably like one of the lowest matches on the card tonight, which I didn't think that was that good. Kenta and Kojima, it was okay, but let's be honest, we all knew Kenta was going to win. At least we know Jon Moxley does still exist, and at some point it will be Kenta versus Moxley for that U.S. title. GOD and Dangerous Tekkers was actually pretty good, but I figured GOD was going to win anyways. Hiromu and Phantasmo was a pretty good match. Also, the New Japan Rumble thing was, we'll see what happens in this whole KOPW thing, okay? I'm not really sure, but we're just going to have to find out what happens. But overall, I enjoyed Night 1 of Wrestle Kingdom. I will be back for Night 2 Wrestle Kingdom, and we'll see where that goes. I most likely will have a review by tomorrow and whatnot. I'm not going to stay up and watch this whole show, because that would take all night, and I'm not going to do that. Like I said, I stayed up for a little of it last night, but maybe I will tonight, but I'm not going to watch the whole thing, and I will watch the rest of the show sometime tomorrow, and I will get a review before the day is over tomorrow. But I said myself I am going to get the Night 1 review to Wrestle Kingdom 15, and that I did. But overall, it was a very enjoyable show. Like I said, maybe Night 2, we'll see if they pull out a lot of stops, but when we got to like the last two matches, that's something to be really, really excited for, okay? That's what I would say, because like at least a total of 6 matches on the show anyways, but we'll see what happens tonight on Wrestle Kingdom. But other than that, I'm out of here. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Check out your reviews that are uploaded online right now, and check out my end of the year review that is uploaded on right now. 4.5 hours. Me and my friend Kyle talked a lot of stuff about wrestling. You have a good listen to whatever you're doing, especially hey, dude, working out, eating something or whatever. We had a lot of shit to say, and there's a lot of timestamps if you wanted to check multiple parts in that video. It's uploaded right now, okay? But other than that, I am done with this review of Wrestle Kingdom 15 Night 1. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out and stay tranquilo. Adios.